When India was partitioned in 1947, about 5 lakh people died in communal clashes, mainly along the borders with Pakistan. But a year later, another massacre occurred in central India, which until now has remained clouded in secrecy. In September and October 1948, soon after independence from British Empire, thousands of people were brutally slaughtered in central India, in the state of Hyderabad, by Razakars, the paramilitary volunteer forces of Muslim nationalist Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin (MIM) party. Formed in 1938 by the MIM leader Bahadur Yar Jung, they expanded considerably during the leadership of Qasim Razvi around the time of Indian independence. They were deployed in the cause of maintaining Muslim rule in Hyderabad and resisting integration into India. In 1947, the Indian subcontinent was partitioned into two countries, India and Pakistan, with India meant for Hindus and Pakistan for Muslims. The British gave the remaining princely states a choice to merge with either unions or stay independent. One of the largest princely states within the Indian Union was Hyderabad, a Hindu majority region ruled by Muslim Nizam. The Nizam did not initially agree to accession to the Indian Union and displayed a preference to remain independent. After the Indian government failed to persuade the Nizam to sign the instrument of accession, the Nizam finally entered into a standstill agreement with India on November 29, 1947, to maintain status quo and not accede to Pakistan instead. Hyderabad state has been steadily becoming more theocratic since the beginning of the 20th century. In 1926, Mahmud Nawaz Khan, a retired Hyderabad official, founded the Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, also known as Ittihad or MIM, in 1926. Its objectives were to unite the Muslims in the state in support of Nizam and to reduce the Hindu majority by large-scale conversion to Islam. The MIM became a powerful communal organization with the principal focus to marginalize the political aspiration of Hindus and moderate Muslims. MIM had its stormtroopers in the Razakars, who were headed by Qasim Razvi, a fanatical Muslim educated at Aligarh University who claimed Hyderabad was a Muslim state and that Muslim supremacy was based upon the right of conquest. This in a province where only 14% of the population was Muslim. The Razakars demanded special powers from the Nizam, which they started to misuse, and the helpless Nizam had to abide by their diktats. Qasim Razvi and the Razakars had the additional agenda to persuade the Nizam to accede to Pakistan instead of remaining independent of both India and Pakistan. The Razakars, after getting the green signal from the Nizam, started an ethnic genocide of Hindus in rural Telangana. The Razakars were committed to mass conversion of Hindus to Islam in an attempt to make Hyderabad a Muslim majority province. The Razakars went village to village and mass murdered, raped and kidnapped several Hindu village girls. One such incident is that of Veera Bairanpalli, a village in Telangana which was at the receiving end of the Razakars. The jihadi forces had tried to enter the village to mass convert Hindu residents thrice, but were unsuccessful when the residents chased the invaders with slings and other crude weapons. However, the Razakars, led by Qasim Razvi, managed to infiltrate the village with the help of the Nizam on their fourth attempt during the festival of Batkamma. At the borders of the village lied a mud fort, which the villagers used to guard themselves from the jihadis. The Razakars shot all guards at point-blank range and proceeded to massacre the unarmed villagers. On entering the village premises, the Razakars stripped Hindu girls of their clothes and paraded them naked, followed by making them dance to their tunes as a sign of submission and surrender to Islamic superiority. Hindu women were raped mercilessly, with men shot dead. Several villagers jumped into open wells present in agricultural fields to escape the terrors. Many temples were also plundered by Razakars. Bairanpalli is one of the many villages that were looted and burned down by the Razakars. The real ferocity of the situation was revealed by J.V. Joshi, a member of Nizam's executive council who petrified deeply by the state of things and resigned in 1948. In his resignation, he pointed out that the law and order situation in Jalna, Aurangabad, Parbhani, and Nanded districts in the state had completely broken down. Incidents were not lacking where police had joined the Razakars in looting, arson, murder, rape, and molestation of the women folk, and that in their despair, many Hindus had sought shelter outside the state. To quote his words, a complete reign of terror prevails in Parbhani and Nanded district. I have seen in Loha a scene of devastation which has brought tears to my eyes. Brahmins were killed and their eyes were taken out. Women had been raped. Houses had been burnt down in large numbers. My heart wrung in anguish. Under the circumstances, I cannot continue to lend my name to a government which is powerless to prevent these heart-rending atrocities which I have seen with my own eyes. The terrorism inside the state was not merely directed against congressmen or Hindus. Even Muslims who did not agree with the Razakars received short shrift. An Australian by name Sidney Cotton was reported to be engaged in aerial gun running with Karachi as his base. The supplies were made by night and Bidar and Warangal were the receiving airfields. According to government's official numbers, Razakars had murdered 4,000 people, including both Hindus and moderate Muslims who wanted to join India. Around 50 police posts were destroyed along with village records, and approximately 200 village heads were killed. Property and jewelry worth 11 lakh Indian rupees in those days was looted. As Razakars continued their barbaric campaign, Nehru was busy enjoying his new status as the Prime Minister and flying to nations. Meanwhile, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel felt that it was a time when stationing Indian troops at Hyderabad became extremely necessary. Indian government invaded the state in September 1948 to pressurize the Nizam. The mission was called Operation Polo. Indian army was sent on prompt basis to Hyderabad to curb out atrocities of Razakars and get Hyderabad annexed to India. The merger of the state with Indian domain was declared. Razakars were banned. The leader of Razakars, Qasim Razvi, was jailed for a decade, and after serving the jail when he was released, was asked to go to Pakistan. Pakistan later granted him asylum. These incidents highlight the sacrifices made by Telangana villagers to ensure the survival of Hinduism in present-day Telangana. Remembering their sacrifices will honor those who lost their lives in these barbaric attempts to erase Hinduism from the face of Deccan India.